Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Embrace Her Legacy live show. We're just getting started. We're going to wait for Maria and wait for you guys to join, and then we can get started. Hi, Maria. She's all right. Oh, the music is stopping because I'm getting an error message, of course. Hello. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, guys.
How are you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm doing well. What about you guys?
We're doing
I'm good.
darling. It's so good
guys
to
look so,
see you.
you guys look so nice.
So
You
do you.
too.
So
Thank
do you.
you.
You're glowing.
No, really, you are.
Thank
You're
you.
not glowing. Is it because you're done with your first year? Is that what it is?
Oh, well, I guess so, yeah. It's summertime, just having fun.
Mariama's getting love on the
Right?
live. Okay. All right.
You know,
Are you excited?
usually we have.
You broke up a little bit, Isis. I don't
Can
know.
you hear me?
Now
Yes.
we hear
Oh,
you. Now we hear
I
you.
said we were gonna have music. No, it's not working. So it's
No, no
no.
music because
Mhm.
Instagram does not like when we have the music.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So let's get started. Let's get this party started. No music. We don't need the music.
We don't. We don't.
We don't.
Right.
We
We have
don't.
us.
We have us.
We have us. We have me. My Wi-Fi's a little bad, but we're gonna pray and we're gonna hope for a good live. Okay?
It's gonna go well.
Right.
It's gonna go well.
Well, hi, ladies, and hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Embrace Her Legacy live show. If you didn't know, my name is Isis, and I am Embrace Her Legacy social media manager, and I'm going to get us started for tonight. Are you guys ready? Are you feeling it?
Feeling
Yes.
We
it.
feeling it. Okay. So for tonight's live, we're going to be talking about building your legacy one step at a time. Because living out your purpose and your legacy, it doesn't just happen overnight, ladies. It takes time, dedication, hard work, and we have all the tips and tricks to help you get there. So tonight, of course, I'll be having this conversation with Maria Melendez, our CEO, inspirational homegirl, and our founder. And we also have a very special guest, which is Mariama, who is our 2021 Embrace Her Legacy Academy program graduate. Yes.
Yes.
And you also finished your first year at what college? I'm sorry.
At Wesleyan University.
Yes, clap it up for you.
Clap it
Okay.
up. Come on. She's an Ivy League girl, honey. Don't get
Shout
it
out to the
twisted.
college girls.
She's an Ivy League. She's not a. She's an Ivy League college girl. Okay.
Put some
Okay.
respect on her.
Put some respect on Mariama's
All right.
You guys are
So,
making me blush.
That's the point. That's the point.
right.
We want to big you up, Mariama. We want to big you up. She's one of our shining stars over here.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
she is just a prime example of what the Embrace Her Legacy Academy can do for you guys. And if you like what we do and you want to support us, then make sure that you participate in our popcorn fundraiser. So when you purchase a bag of gourmet popcorn, Embrace Her Legacy will get 50% of the sales. So you can click the link in bio. You can visit the link below, which I'm going to drop in a few, or you can comment popcorn right on this live or any of our fundraiser based posts, and it'll send you the link automatically. So it's quick and easy. And make sure that you keep up with us on all of our socials, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, because we'll have all types of updates for you coming soon. That's it, y'all.
That's it. So let's get this party started. Mariama, I wanna start with you though. I want you to start to let people know who you are, a little bit about you. I know we kind of bigged you up already, but tell us, what you're excited about tonight, all those things.
Okay. What I'm excited about tonight is just like having this great community around us and just like, building each other up. I really love Embrace the Legacy. Like a few months ago, I was like in university and I was going through all the like hardships because I am a STEM student, and I just like sat down one day and I was like, I need to be with Miss Maria Melendez. I need to be with Isis. I have to sit down and talk to you guys because it's like Embrace the Legacy like feeds me. Like it builds me up. It makes me feel so good. And some things about myself, I love fashion. You can see like right now, let me give you guys something that I'm wearing. I'm wearing a pink hijab, I'm wearing my pearls, I'm wearing this blouse. Let me like stand up and give you guys, I'm wearing this really nice skirt. And I'm matching with my Apple Watch with the pink.
Yes,
you
we
know,
like it.
I have to come with theme because Embrace Legacy is all pink. So yeah, and I really love my mom. She's an inspiration to me. She's amazing. And she always inspires me to like, you know, work hard on myself and just be the best version of myself I can be. And that's what Embrace the Legacy does for me as well.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
thank
it. I
you.
love it. Mariama is like, she's one of our, I'm telling you, near and dear to my heart. Like, near and dear to my heart. And Mariama don't play with her pink. Remember, Mariama, we had a call the other day, and she has this cute pink microwave that I was like, send me that on Amazon. It was like a retro microwave. And I was like,
Did
yes,
you get it?
Mariama understands the pink. Yes.
Yeah.
What happened?
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it because it wouldn't. I'm like, I'm going to throw off my whole kitchen because my kitchen is like green and silver. So,
That's actually very surprising to hear you say that. I really thought the kitchen would be pink.
I know. It's like, I just got that one pink thing. So I'm like, Marie, you're going to throw off your whole kitchen if you get this thing. So yeah. Yeah. So let's jump in. So who's gonna start? I know Isis, you got. I don't know. So you know what, Isis, do you want to start us with the questions? Do you want me to roll?
Of course.
All right, Isis.
You know I got my little tricks up my sleeve.
Okay.
So
all right,
usually,
all right. The hostess with the mostest.
usually I direct my questions to Maria because it's just us two. But tonight I want to start off with asking you, Mariama. So we're talking about building our legacies. So what are some challenges that you had prior to working with Embrace a Legacy that you don't have now?
I would say something that I've like dealt with might be like my self-image as a person. Like growing up, I've always like been like one of the only people in the room who was always like wearing the hijab. And I used to see that as like, oh my God, why am I like so different from everyone else? Why do I look so different? Why am I like the only one in my am I the only one in my sports team or like volleyball, basketball, where I'm just the only one who looks like who I am? And when I started Embrace Her Legacy, like going to school, I would just like wear jeans, wear a sweater and my hijab and just call it that. But there came a point with Embrace Her Legacy when I was just like learning about dealing with my inner saboteur and I remember doing this activity where it was like, you just sit down, you name your inner saboteur and you basically battle with them and you speak with them and you tell them, oh, this is what I want to change. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I want to feel afterwards. Therefore, by doing that, like as I started off with saying about my fashion, I decided that I wanted to be like a person who, even if I am the only one who's in a room that looks like myself, I could be like different. Being different is not a bad thing. Therefore, I emphasize on that. And I made myself a better person in my appearance. I made myself look better. And I just worked on that part of myself and just realized that me being someone who doesn't look like everyone else makes me who I am. Like you being different as a person doesn't make you, you know, a bad thing. It makes you stand out, and standing out is a really good thing as well.
I love it, you know what, Mariam? The fact that you went back to that exercise, that's the exercise we do on day one of the program. Like the fact that you remember, Mariam participated in our program 3 years ago, summer 2021. And this is the type of things that I love to see. And for those of you who don't know about Embrace Her Legacy and our inner saboteur, so all the girls, all the team members, everyone who comes to Embrace Her Legacy's doors get to know who their inner saboteur is. And that is that voice that lives on the inside of all of us that manifests itself in any way. Fear, negativity, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, all the things. And we really created a curriculum and some exercises to help you learn how to combat that voice. And sometimes the girls feel uncomfortable because I make them speak out what those thoughts are saying. And sometimes when you speak out those thoughts that you're having to yourself and you realize that this is kind of silly, I don't know why I'm really believing this about myself. So that's what she's talking about, learning how to master your inner saboteur. So, and we actually have a course on that on our Patreon that you can go download. Isis, I want to ask you something because you've been on the Embrace Her Legacy team since 2020. How has your life changed since working with Embrace Her Legacy?
I feel like who I was when I first started Embrace Her Legacy as a team member completely, it kind of shifted who I am. So when I first was in Embrace Her Legacy, I think that I was a sophomore in college. Shy little thing, didn't want to get in front of the camera, was super nervous in my interview. I'm just like, oh my gosh, my inner saboteur was beating me up. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Like, I don't think that this is a good fit for me. Like, I don't even know. I know a bit about marketing, but not that much. Like, it was just a mess. I did the interview. I'm like, whatever. They're not gonna email me. I got the email. I'm like, oh shoot, all right. Maria took me under her wing, and I feel like you just like completely like shifted my whole way of thinking. I'm like, no, I can do this. Like, all I have to do is go on Google if I don't know how to do it, or all I have to do is ask her because she's that type of boss. Like, I can ask you a million and one questions. You're like, thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
So you built up my confidence in that way. That it's like, it's okay to take up space. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to want to be a sponge and take up all the knowledge because that's what humans are good for.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Two, I feel like the whole marketing situation, I didn't really know too much when I first started, but now I feel like I'm a guru.
Mm-hmm.
And I never imagined that for myself. I always wanted to do marketing growing up, but I just didn't know how I was going to get my foot in the door. And this was really like my stepping stone. I'm in events with you. I'm doing content, and it just is not something that I ever imagined for myself. And you made it my reality. So all praise to you. And can put myself in front of the camera and be okay with that. And that was one thing I'm like, I don't even want to have my Zoom on. Like, no. But now you're like, oh, make this video for me. I need it by tomorrow. I'm like, okay, it'll be done today. And I'm just very proud of myself for how I broke out of my shell. She was a caterpillar, but now she's a butterfly. That's truthfully how I feel like it happened.
Come on, but I'm proud of y'all. Y'all make me proud. I mean, out here. Y'all don't understand. I'm y'all biggest cheerleaders in the background. Okay? Because when I see you post, when I see Mariam, when I get the emails, I'm like, you better go ahead. You better work.
And I actually see Isis like her enthusiasm through the videos, like on TikTok. I watch all of them. You see, you're like so confident. You speak so well, so eloquently. So praise to you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Isis.
I do have a question for you, Maria, because I want to know too. What type of challenges have you had this year in regard to working behind the scenes with Embrace Her Legacy? You don't have to get into too detail,
I
but
won't get into too details. Honestly, the biggest challenge is learning not, how can I say, when things don't go the way you expected. That's been the biggest challenge. When it's like, oh no, it went like this last year, went like this the year before that. It has to go like this year. And then this year was like, no, it's the remix. 2024 said, this is the remix. You're not going to do it the way you did it before. So it stretched my leadership, and it stretched me to get creative, and honestly not doubt myself, and also be okay with asking for help. Like being like, okay, I can't, like, y'all know, I'll be like, I'm tired. And I'm proud of myself as a leader for that. Like, there have been days I'm like, Isis, I cannot do social this weekend. I cannot. Can you please take over? And Isis will take over. So that's probably been good, is learning to deal with the disappointment and maneuver through that. And then just also, one of the challenges been in those times when I do feel like I'm being disappointed, I'm being overwhelmed, being able to pass the baton to one of you guys. That's probably been one of the good things about the year.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And shout out to you because you are a bomb founder and CEO, okay? Yes.
She
Yes.
is.
Clap it up.
She's so cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This question is for the both of you guys. So, how did Embrace Her Legacy change your outlook on these types of obstacles and challenges? And how did it build up the confidence that you have within yourself?
I can stop.
No,
I was saying, Mariam, I'll let you run point. You can start that.
I would say that this year was probably one of like the most testy years I've had. Coming to university and not knowing how everything works, not knowing like all the resources and where things are going, and starting these new classes, new friends, people like international, like you're meeting people from all over the world, all over the country. I think what I struggled with the most was just adapting to like the environment where it's like, oh, this is how tests are done, this is how you study, this is how this happens. And something that people don't tell you about when you like go into these places is that like even though things get hard, it's just that like life can also throw challenges at you during the same time. And the thing is, the world doesn't stop. Like this year, in the beginning, I've lost a family member, and it came to a point where it was just like my words stopped, but like everyone else was just going. So I had to realize that, oh, like I can't just like give myself grace, but I can't just like drop everything and, you know, drop everything and just continue like that. So I think what helped me the most was just like not giving up. Like when I sit here right now and I look at like my grades and everything, what I can tell myself is that I'm so proud of the fact that no matter how hard it got, I never gave up. I never gave up. Like no matter how hard it got, I actually just sat there and said, I'm gonna stay up, finish my work, especially with like doing STEM classes. You're not given any time to prioritize yourself. So something that Embrace a Legacy has taught me is that even though you do have all those things going on, you have to prioritize your mental health. You have to like make room for yourself so you can give yourself the breaks you need. You have to make time for yourself to go to the gym, eat healthy. It came to a point where I was like, when I get stressed, I would go at nighttime and run in the track. That's how I would like relieve my stress. That's exactly how I did it. And, you know, Embrace a Legacy has just taught me that when things are hard, you have to give yourself grace. So this year was just filled with giving yourself so much grace, knowing that you worked so hard, you put in so much work and effort. So even when things don't go your way, you cannot beat yourself up. You have to give yourself the grace you deserve.
Mariama,
I
you answered it
love
for me.
that.
She didn't. She answered it for me because everything she said I was going to say, it's like when I'm teaching you guys, I'm teaching myself. So people like to call me a motivational speaker, and I get it, right? Because that's what it looks like. But I consider myself a teacher. So Maya Angelou has this quote that says, when you learn, you teach. So I feel like I just learn life stuff and I teach, right? So when I'm teaching you guys, I'm teaching from experiences I've learned from, but when I'm reading the curriculums and teaching, I'm like, oh God, I needed this right now. I needed to defeat my inner saboteur. Honestly, I'll be very candid. This morning, my inner saboteur came in swinging. As soon as I woke up, as soon as my eye did a little crack, it was like, and I said to myself, and myself said, I said, no, we not. I said, you are going to remember that these are your feelings, and speaking back to my feelings. And one of the things that has helped me with the challenges and having confidence in myself is really with Embrace Her Legacy is like, Maria, how can I say? You guys give me confidence. And these last couple months and weeks, I say this, I know this sounds very arrogant, but like, not arrogant, but like, I didn't know how dope I was until all of y'all started telling me. I was like, well, maybe the people them are right. Maybe that they're right. And that gives me confidence. Where it's like, Maria, you are doing a good job. You are being a little too hard on yourself. Go take a walk. Give yourself grace. Celebrate yourself. Congratulate yourself. You know, you're making this a lot bigger than it really is. That's courtesy of y'all. Y'all, when y'all text me and when y'all shake, I'm like, maybe Mariama might be right. Maybe Isis might be, and that's been giving me confidence in myself. How y'all are so confident in me, because it's not that I don't believe in myself, but everybody has their doubts. Everybody has their moments. So like, can I do this? Am I bugging? Am I crazy to think I really could do this? So that's what Embrace Her Legacy, to see you guys like encourage me and be like, Miss Maria, you got it. Maria, you got it. I'm like, that is giving me the confidence that I need to do what I need to do to defeat my inner saboteur and to be kinder to myself, which is something I have to work on, and I'm always like, all right, Maria, take a moment. For example, today for this live, I've been working my little tail feather off. So at about 6:00, I was like, I can't take anybody's calls. Like no calls, no texts. I ate my dinner. I did take someone's call, but that was actually a refreshing call. I spoke to my mom, and then I was watching TV, and it was this Embrace Her Legacy that teaches us, Maria, you need to take a break, because I knew I was going to do a live. So those are the things, those lessons that I teach we learn, they're constantly, day to day playing over in my head and in my mind and helping me get through the days. So that's how EmbraceHerLegacy has helped me.
I love that. I wanted to share something as
Yeah.
well. I think for Embrace a Legacy, like I always, before Embrace a Legacy, I always felt like, no, like I should just be like that quiet mouse in the corner. Like I shouldn't be taking up space. Like, cool. Like I'm going to go in there, get the thing done, and then that's it. So now I feel like, I need to walk in this room and captivate it. Like, no, especially at that event on Sunday, I felt super empowered because I'm like, you guys are coming up to me. You're asking me, what is Embrace the Legacy about? And I can sit here and tell you, like, the back of my hand, what it is, what we do, who am I, who's Maria. And it really made me feel like, wow, I'm important. Like, this is a space and I'm taking it up and people are enjoying it. Like that video that you took of me where I was talking to the two people, I just had a smile on my face. They look all so intrigued. I'm like, wow, like I'm making a difference. And you just don't give yourself enough credit. And like you said, give yourself grace. I never give myself enough credit that I'm doing a good job. And I feel like Embrace a Legacy always reminds me you're doing a good job. Whether it's one of the interns saying like, oh, thanks for your help, or like I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. Or it's like you, Maria, giving me my praise, like, oh, thank you for being there and showing up. It's just like, you know what? Your hard work is paying off. Like, don't give yourself a hard time, one. And two, give yourself space to relax while you're doing that hard work. So I
Yeah.
would say Embrace a Legacy just fuels my confidence, truthfully. Like these posts that I'm posting and these TikToks and these reels, they're coming from me. Like a lot of these things are like, I'm sharing this with y'all because I'm feeling this way. I'm like, oh, I need to have my head on a swivel. I need to be focused on my goals. I'm like, you know what? Everybody else does too. All of this is real, genuine feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like Embrace a Legacy really fuels a fire in me that I didn't think I had before. I always did. I just wasn't tapping into it. So shout out to us.
Shout out to Team Embrace. Come on.
Absolutely. So I do want to get back into the whole building our legacies, your legacies. So what tools did Embrace a Legacy provide to you that helped guide you through the process of building your legacy?
Oh, can I start with
Yeah,
this one?
yeah.
I'm not gonna know if this is a tool, but I had an interview with an Embrace. There's some noise in the background. Who's that? Is that me? You? Somebody? I hear noise. See? I hear noise. Okay, maybe that's just my phone. Okay, now it betters me. So I was talking to an Embrace Her Legacy Academy candidate, and she asked me a question, and she said, "Maria, how do you deal with the pressure of being a role model?" And I'm going to make this circle back to answer your question. And I looked and I said, I don't see it as pressure. I see it as my responsibility. I see it as part of, and I compared it to if I wanted to bake a cake, right? So if I want to bake a cake, it's going to have ingredients, eggs, milk, flour. And, being a role model is part of my call, right? So I take it as a response. So I have a certain level of responsibility. And that Embrace Her Legacy has helped me guide my process of building a legacy because it's kept me responsible. I had something to hold me accountable, so I couldn't. When I want to go left, I think about y'all. Even I think about what impact. I'm like, Maria, you have girls looking up to you. Is this something that you want? Do you want this to be a part of your legacy? Do you want this relationship to be a part of your legacy? Do you want this decision to be a part of your legacy? You have girls all over this world looking up to you. You are a leader. You have to be responsible with your decision making. So while it's not necessarily a tool, it's always at the forefront of my mind of the call that God has placed on my life and what the service I've been called to give you all. So that's how Embrace Her Legacy keeps me centered. It keeps me focused. Now, I don't always get it right, baby. Don't think that. I am not perfect. But it keeps me focused on who is it that I want to make sure that my Embrace Her Legacy, I'm making decisions that my future self is going to be proud of, if that makes sense. That's what Embrace Her Legacy does for me. It keeps me focused on the bigger picture at hand. So even when I do want to do something and like cut up, I'm like, no, let me not. I'm like, let me not. I can't go there. Won't do that. Won't say that. because I have these young women looking up to me, and I won't ever, I never want to disappoint y'all, you know, and honestly, most importantly, I don't want to disappoint myself. So that's how I kind of like focus on my building my legacy one step at a time, and just giving it all I have character wise first before all the things afterwards.
I love that. Thank
That was
you.
so heartfelt.
Right.
Thank you.
Mariama, did you want to go or you want me to go?
I could go. I would say that for me personally, I think pouring into myself and making sure that I'm okay and I'm giving myself the rest and I'm feeding into myself and making sure that I feel the best I can be is the best way for me to help others and, you know, feed into my legacy as well. I think something that was really like eye-opening for me this year was that one day, this old man was like about 80 years old, was riding his bike throughout campus, and he just looks at me and he says, I'm so happy and thankful that you're still wearing your hijab with everything that's happening around the world right now. And I told him, thank you so much for telling me that. We had a quick chat and then we went about our ways. And then in the afternoon, I was coordinating an event and I was coming out and I see him in his car driving, and we were like, this is meant to be. So we decided that we were going to have a chat, coffee and everything. And he tells me that when he came to the school, he was actually an alumni. And when he came to the school, it was like an all boys school, all white boys school when he was there. And we were just speaking. And he told me, after I told him what my major was and what I wanted to study, he told me that, Mariama, you're put into this world to help people. He told me that this STEM thing that you're doing, it's all cool and good. But when I hear you speak and when I hear you talking about your ambitions and what you want to do and what you want your legacy to be, you're meant to help people. And right now, I'm actually planning to switch my major to government. And because like I'm a person who really loves social activism, I really love helping people. I'm so involved in like politics, the United Nations, and I feel like now that I've like sat down and took the time to analyze myself, that's why it's so important to just sit down and learn who you are and what you want to do and what makes you happy. I realized that the only time you see me like so like ambitious and like when I speak with so much like inspiration is when I'm speaking about something I care about, which happens to be like world issues, what's happening around the world right now, current events. So I've decided that I want to like make that pivot and switch and do something where I can help people the way that I know that I can do that. So yeah, that's how
I think Mariama, you are well on your way. As soon as she told me about that switch, I said, girl, of course. Like, that is
Absolutely.
like you need to be creating change, you need to be in public advocacy,
Yes, we need more of you in the world.
Yes, and she is so good and passionate about it. When Mariama's talking about something she is passionate about, anything, she gets it done. I'm like, yes, honey, we need you in the senator's office. We need you. We need you in policy
This is my
reform.
mayor right here.
Right. Hello. We need you. We need
you know the
like
surprising
you. We need people like you care.
Thing, every single time I tell people that I'm switching my major to government, they're like, duh, you're supposed to be a lawyer. My whole life, they're like, you're supposed to be president.
No, literally. You are. We manifested.
Like, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
For me, what I wanted to talk about in regard to the tools that Embrace Her Legacy gave me, I would say one is discipline, because I'm not gonna lie, I was going off of motivation. You know, people are like, oh, I want to go to the gym, I want to do this. They're like, I want, but it's like, are you doing it? So prior to Embrace Her Legacy, I wasn't doing the work, and I feel like you and just Embrace Her Legacy as a whole has made me really step up. So it's like there's no room to be like, oh, I don't feel like it today, or I'm tired, or I'm this, and especially now that I have a job, it's like, but I have work and I'm tired. But it's just like, no, these things need to get done. You have a deadline. So it's like, yes, we want to slack off a little bit. We want to do things that we would rather do. But it's like, not to say that I don't love to do these things, but it's like, you know, people get tired. So I feel like for me, it taught me discipline, and that there are a lot of different important things that we do have to just get done. And so that's what I really appreciate. Embrace Her Legacy keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me structured. That's one of the tools The second tool is my I did that file. Because when you're building your legacy, you want to know where you started, where you're at currently, and where you could be. And I feel like my I did that file, which is in my notes app, and it's just something, a lot of big things that I've done, big and small. Like when I graduated college, that was something that I put in there. When I bought my first car, I put it in there. But I also like to do weekly things where it's like, you know what, I got out of bed and I put my best foot forward today. Not only am I just putting things in there that's like, oh, it's an achievement, but it's also just normal life things. Like I got up today, I journaled and I prayed. Those are things to highlight too. So I feel like not only did Embrace Her Legacy introduce me to the I did that file, which is a major tool that I do use daily, it also just made me be more appreciative of the life that I have and made me express more gratitude. It brought me closer to God, and I feel like that is also a third major tool that I didn't have before, and I could not imagine my future self not having it. So yeah.
I'm proud of you guys. Look at us embracing our legacy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you just said that, actually, because my next question is, what does a legacy mean to you?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna let Mariama start.
I want to hear this.
Okay, so what I think a legacy means is that, for instance, when we're all gonna die, we're all gonna pass away, and that's just the truth. I think that when that all happens, when people just sitting down and they remember you, they just think, this person has made such a great impact on my life. This person has taught me so much. This person, what they did is still reaping the benefits. I think for me, a person who inspired me so much to like work on my legacy is a man named Ali Bennett. So he was a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, and because he was diagnosed and was given like a short period of time to live, he donated all his wealth and just built all these different organizations to make sure that these children had food, water, and education. And the thing is that makes it so cool is that he took his cancer as a gift. Before he passed away, he said that he looked at his cancer as a gift, and to this day his organization is still thriving and he's still helping people. And to this day I still donate to that organization to help it grow. And I think that inspires me too, because it's something that I also want to do as well.
Oh, Mariama, thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. What does a legacy mean to me? I think, Mariama, you hit it right on the noggin, on the head. It's like making sure, for me, is the making sure that the impact that I have while I'm here, like Mariam said, we're all going to have to go. We're not here forever. I want to make sure that people know I was here and that it resonates with them after I was long gone. Like, you're living your legacy whether you like it or not, right? So people are already, what do you want? I'm conscious of like, what do I want people to say when I'm no longer here? And it's making sure that those impact not only in that room when, everyone's giving their last final remarks on me, but generations to come. I want my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, be like, my grandmother, she was the generational curse breaker. She was the one that went out and did this. That, like you said, with this man, that years after I'm long gone, that my imprint is still in the world. It's like, I don't want, when you leave, you want to be missed. And for me, it's beyond my friends and family and community. It's worldwide. That I'm like, I don't know, there could be a young woman in Bangladesh somewhere, and Tanzania somewhere, Australia somewhere, who hears Embrace Her Legacy, that our videos will live, our books and things, that after we're long gone, people can still come watch this live in 2021, 24, 100 years from now, that they're like, it's probably not even YouTube anymore back then. It's probably going to be something like YouTube times 1,000 x 100, but whatever it is, that they can look at this live 100 years from now and say, wow, look at the impact that woman made. So that's what it means to me.
That was beautiful. I honestly feel the same way as you both. For me, legacy is something that you pass on. And I feel like it definitely does start now, because the life that you lead and the life that you live now is going to be what people remember. So for me, I guess I was kind of tied into like what I want my legacy to be. I just want it to be something where it's just like, oh, not something that only my family and friends can remember, but it's like, oh, that was a social media manager. Like, oh, when I saw her quotes, when I saw her TikToks, like it made me feel something. Those are just like surface level things. It's like a legacy to me is just having a positive impact on the world. Sometimes people have negative legacies, but I want to have a positive one where it's like, okay, it is 21, 24. You're like, no, Embrace the Legacy social media manager, she was doing her thing. Like, she was making me feel something. So I feel like when you are making your steps into building your legacy, it's like, what do you really want people to remember you for? And I feel like that's a good stepping stone into like setting your goals. It's like, okay, what do I want to, when I pass on? It's like, what are they going to say? Like, what piece of me does the world have left? Like, is it this huge statue that I built? Is this book that I wrote? It's like, what can you do in your lifetime now to make it last thousands of years from now? Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at us. And like I said, 100 years from now, they're going to watch this live on YouTube. It'll be YouTube plus 1,000. I don't know. YouTube plus plus plus. I don't know what it will be, but they'll be watching it.
They're going to have a motivational word all the time.
All the time.
Okay. So I do want to hear this from the both of you guys, because you guys gave beautiful answers. So what's a time that you felt like you were really building your legacy or embracing it, whether it was big or small?
I can go because I see Mariama thinking.
I think
I think it's now. I'm in this space where everything is coming together for me. And I'm looking around, I'm like, I was building my legacy that entire time, especially these last 17 years of my career, right? When I started in the music business, then went solo, do the entrepreneur, and everything's just like coming together. I'm coming into myself, and I'm okay with being multifaceted, right? I was watching something with Kevin Hart recently. I don't know if you guys saw it on Netflix when they were doing like his like they were honoring him for like comedian of the year, like the I forget the John, it was the Kennedy Center or something, I forget, a big award that he was getting. And he said something, he was like, yeah, you can, something to the fact that you can be multifaceted. Like, you know, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's an entrepreneur. And I felt like sometimes I couldn't, not that I couldn't, but I was just like, Maria, you got to be known for one. And I'm like, for what? And I'm like, Maria, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't. So I wear a lot of hats. There's a lot of things to do behind the scenes that people know, people don't know. And I feel like I'm coming into myself. I was watching a video last week and I posted it on my page of me from my music industry days. And I said, I didn't know that God was preparing me the entire step. Every moment was preparing me for my legacy. So now I am founder and CEO of EmbraceHerLegacy, and I stand in that, right? I am the inspirational homegirl. I am the mentor. I'm a brand strategist. I do brand marketing and social media marketing. I'm an entrepreneur, you know. I'm a fabulous daughter. I'm a great friend. I'm a host, you know. I'm a speaker. I'm on the stage, you know. They got me interviewing. I'm a podcaster. Like, everything is just like, yeah, I do it. Yeah, I can do that. Yes, I know how to do that. And I can stand 10 toes down on that. Like, yeah, I can fix that. Yeah, I know how to do that. I can show up and do that. And that's, I feel like now my hard work is paying off. It's coming together. And it's like, Maria, this is who God created you to be. Be it, and don't quiet yourself. Enter that room, like you said, Isis, with your head held high, with your shoulders back, like you can do it. You were made for it. And I want to encourage young women who see this, that it may take some time for me to get there. A lot of people see me and they're like, especially young people are like, how did you get so confident? I'm like, that came with time, you know? So I want to encourage our listeners, our viewers, that these type of things are getting secure on who you are, who you're not, your career, what you're good at, what you're not. That comes with building your legacy one step at a time. It comes with making mistakes. It comes with trying something, maybe like a Mariama, you tried a STEM career. You're like, oh, this is not for me. And now you're about to do the switch into government. It comes by like day by day, one step at a time, and you'll get there. So that's, I think I'm I'm here in this space of like really like, oh no, I'm stepping into it. I'm stepping into it, like, and I'm embracing all that I am and all that I'm not, and I'm using my gifts to serve others and to cement my legacy. So that's where I am.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're so inspirational.
Just the inspirational homegirl, y'all.
I know.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mariama, did you want to go?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just so blown away.
Thank you, Mariama.
So I would say the same thing as well, that I'm at a place where I'm at in my life where it's just like I'm also embracing my legacy and it's all coming together now. I think especially like with the whole college process and with just like leaving the environment from where I'm from and coming to a new environment and just finding my ground and just being confident in who I am has been like a big like stepping stone, and also like learning how to navigate those spaces that I'm in. And I think Embrace Her Legacy like gave me one of the biggest tools. Like I remember coming into Embrace Her Legacy and Miss Maria Melendez would just say, we need to learn how to network. Network is so important. What? But oh my God, thank God that I learned that then. Like as a sophomore, learning that great tool then has made things so much more easier. Now it doesn't matter what room I'm in. I'm in there. I'm ready to network. I'm ready to learn. I have my belt on. I'm ready. So just learning to like learn more about people, going out of my way to just work hard for myself. And when it comes to networking, Embrace Her Legacy has just taught me that it is so important if you want to go to a place you want to be in the future. Like sometimes it's not even like how hard you work.
Mm-hmm.
It's about who you know.
That part.
That
part, Mariama. Yes.
Like I go to a school and you'll see kids who their parents are like film producers and make movies, and they're also learning film. Therefore, when they finish, they have this amazing network where they can just go into the music or like film industry right away. Therefore, I made it my mission to like whatever I'm passionate about, I'm gonna try my best to network. I'm gonna try my best to like go out of my way to learn from other people who already have those tools, and not be shy or just like not be shy or just feel like, oh, this is not for me or not. Like just put yourself out there. Like if you want, like the worst thing a person can tell you is no. Therefore, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to put yourself in places that you're not familiar with, and just like try your best and keep motivating yourself.
I love it. I love
Yes, I love it. Oh, can you hear me?
I hear you.
One of my AirPods died. But for me, a time that I felt like I was embracing my legacy is, we said big or small. For me, I work in a medical facility, so I'm dealing with patients all day. Now, for me, I never once did I think that I was going to be in the medical field. I'm like, no, I'm a marketing, I'm a business girl. And then I decided, I'm like, let me just try it. So, like I said, you're dealing with different types of patients every day. You're dealing with different personalities, different ages. But for me in particular, there was this one lady. She came in a little grouchy, but it was fine. I greeted her nicely, like, oh, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. She's still giving me the cold shoulder, which is fine. It happens. We're strangers. It's cool.
Human, yeah.
Right. So I'm just talking to her, still being super nice to her. Her appointment, she came early. So after a while, she's looking at me over the desk. I'm not paying her much mind. And then after a while, she comes up to me. She was like, why are you being so nice to me? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, of course I'm going to be nice to you. I'm like, you're here for your appointment. I'm the person that's greeting you. Like, that's my job. I was like, but I'm not doing it just because it's my job. I'm like, that's just who I am. And she was like, but I came in here with a nasty attitude and I was being rude to you and you still were beaming, smiling. How are you? How are you feeling? I was like, because whatever you have going on, not to say that it doesn't have anything to do with me, but it doesn't. So I'm like, why am I going to treat you any differently because of the day that you potentially could be having? I'm like, me being nice to you right now could switch your whole day around. I was like, so if I can make that little impact in your day, I'm like, why not? I'm like, we don't know each other. I'm like, you might not even remember me after today. I'm like, but just the fact that I gave you, I want to say grace. This is our conversation. I gave you grace. I'm like, you know what? She was rude, but I'm going to be nice. I'm going to kill her with kindness. And she's just looking at me. She was like, you know what? I really needed that today. She was like, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I had a argument with my husband before I came to this appointment, and she was like, I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, I wanted someone to take it out on, and I happened to be taking it out on you. And she was like, I really appreciate that you led with love. And I was like, that
Wow.
that really, for the rest of the day, I was like, oh my gosh, hi everybody, because I'm like,
Hello, my name is Isis. How can I help
yes.
you?
And I'm just like, wow, like the impact that you can make on people just by saying hello and just by being nice is really something that's important to me. Is one of my morals. It's like kill them with kindness. Like, not everybody deserves your kindness, but it's like, hey, we strangers, we don't know each other. Let me just say hi and say how's your day. And I'm like, I hope that I was thinking that day, like, I hope that she remembers me and I hope that she remembers this interaction. And I think maybe like 3 weeks later, she called back for an appointment. I'm like, oh, hi, my name is Isis. She was like, oh, my girl, how
Oh,
are you? And I was like, no, you don't remember me. She was like, how could I forget? You were so sweet. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, that is what I do it for. Like, not only because I know that I'm a good person and I can treat myself in a good way, but to take that kindness and put it onto other people is super important, and it's something that I definitely want to do. And I feel like Embrace Her Legacy definitely helps me do that. That the big thing for me, that was like a smaller thing, but the big thing was the We Nation event, just being there, and the little girl. Do you
Yes,
remember?
I
Yes.
was thinking about her yesterday. The other day, I was like, I just had her made a friend in that little girl. Yes, she did.
Yes. So we were giving out makeup, and she came up to me. She was like, I was looking at you the whole time. I wanted to come over here. I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, and we just started talking about makeup. She started talking about school. And she was just like, oh, you're my best friend. And it brought me back to that place with the patient. It's like, wow, like, just by being nice, just by giving someone the open space to talk, like, it makes an impact on them. And it just warmed my heart. Like, I haven't stopped thinking about that little girl. I'm like, she was so sweet. I hope she's doing so well. Like, it's just that. I feel like that's part of building my legacy, because I want to, if I were to be gone tomorrow, God forbid, I want people to be like, she was a sweet girl. Like, she always put a smile on people's face. Like, she made that extra effort to make sure that people were in good graces, good spaces. And yeah, that's it. That was really, really good. That was my small and my
I
big piece of my
love
legacy.
oh,
that.
Isis.
I love that, Isis.
Right.
Beautiful. You inspired me. Lead with love. Because sometimes it's not always easy to do
It's
that.
not.
It's not
Yeah.
easy.
Especially in the world that we live in today, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Say that.
But we making it work. We giving ourselves grace. Okay, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Oh, shout out to Sonia. Sonia's one of our board members. Hi,
hello.
Sonia. How you
Shout out to
doing?
the board.
Shout out to the board
Shout
of
out to the
directors. Embrace Alexia is
board.
an amazing board of directors. Shout out to you
Yes,
guys.
thank you. Okay, I do have a bit of a hefty question, so we're gonna have to buckle up. What are you most proud of? It could be anything, small, big. What are you proud
Honestly, at this point, not giving up. At this point, I am most proud of not giving up in the courage it takes to do what we do over here.
of?
I
Mm-hmm.
am what I'm most proud of. I could say the accolades, yeah, the Forbes or the things and the TED Talks. Like, those are great, but I don't do this work for accolades. Like, it's nice when they come and like, oh, all right, girl, I'm in the Forbes, go ahead, girl, you in Forbes. But it's like the day to that comes every but so often. So it's the day to day. I am proud of myself for not giving up and the courage I've exhibited in doing this work. I tell myself a lot. I'm like, this is a movie. I say my life is a movie. And one day, when I get to tell the whole story, I'm going to be like, wow, you did that. And I think that this is exhibiting courage. Um, courage, it's courageous to do this type of thing. And I'm proud of myself for that. Like, Maria, if nothing else, you can say you courageous. If nothing else, you can say you had faith. If nothing said, you said you were resilient. You didn't give up. You gave it all you got. That's what I'm proud. I'm proud of myself that I have my name isn't tainted. That is like I have a good reputation and I have great relationships supported by a sea of different types of people from all walks of life. Like, that's what I'm proud of. That I love the people that I surround myself with, who encourage me, who I get to pour into, who are my team, who are my legends, my mentees. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm. And then I'm also proud of my fashion sense, because I think I'm one. I am one fly woman.
You
So,
are.
I'm so
Mm-hmm.
proud of that. I'm like, baby, I was always hurting them, baby. That's gonna be part of my legacy. They're gonna remember Maria was always fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It always in a heel.
And always in the heel. And always in
Mm-hmm.
the heel. Isis, when we're at events, Isis will look at me. She'll be like, your feet don't hurt. And I'm like, Isis, I've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, that's another thing I'm most proud of. Like, you know, being fly too.
Period. I love that.
Period.
For me, I would say what I'm most proud of. I have two things on my mind. For me, I would say not letting things get to me enough to the point where I feel like I'm just in a negative space.
Mhm.
Because I feel like back in the day, Isis wasn't happy go lucky all the time. And I feel like I was projecting that onto other people. And it was like kind of like tainting the relationships that I had. Like not romantic, but more so platonic. And I'm like, I'm glad that I noticed it and I was able to get myself out of that. And that's where like the lead with love and the kindness and why it means so much to me because at one point I wasn't as kind as I could be. So that is one thing I'm really proud of that I was able to get myself out of a life funk because life be life and I was able to basically switch my life around and say this is not the space that I want to stay in. Go find another one. Go find another one that works for you and makes you feel good. So that's one thing that I'm super proud of. And one thing that I can say every day, no matter how tired, no matter how much work I have to do, I'm always putting that best foot forward. Always having my shoulders back, head held high because I have something to do. I have a legacy that I'm creating, and that's something that's really, really important to me. So that's something that I'm proud of.
Thank you.
Nice. What I'm proud of.
Mariama, what are you
Right,
proud
I want to
of?
know.
Okay, I think what I'm proud of, not think, this I am proud. Okay, what I'm proud of is not taking things personally. Not
That's
taking things personally.
good.
So like exactly what Isis was talking about, her situation at the hospital. And some people will just come sometimes and just do things to you where it's like, I don't like how she did this to me. I don't like how, this person talked to me. But it's like, even if someone is doing those things, you shouldn't take it personally or like let it affect you and let it ruin your day. Like a person could say something mean, something rude, but at the end of the day, that's them. And by internalizing it, someone could even say like, oh, you don't look good today. That's what they think. As long as you know that you look good, that's all you need. Like also, I'm also proud that like I don't compare myself to people
Oh, that's
because
good.
there's no reason for you to ever compare yourself to anyone. When you stand next to a beautiful girl, you should not think that, oh, this girl's so beautiful, I'm not like her. No, her beauty will never take away from yours. She's so smart, it will never take away from the brains you have. So just, that's something that I'm proud of. Is just like always uplifting myself, always trying my best to do the things that are right. Something that I'm so proud of is my social justice and my advocacy. I think what I'm talking about, like what's happening around the world with Palestine, with Congo, with Sudan, with Haiti, with all of those countries and like whatever's happening, I think what I'm proud of is that like ever since I've learned about them, I've made sure that I did the work to educate myself. I went out of my way to educate other people. Some people tell me that, Mariama, the only way we know about these problems is because you post about them. So even when I feel a little bit down or I feel like, oh, I'm tired of posting, that motivates me because me sharing that information helps other people learn more about that topic. Yeah.
I love
Well,
us. We are
thank
fabulous.
you.
Okay, honey.
Yes.
We are going on the tour. All right. We're gonna be on tour. Mariama's gonna be on tour with us. All right. If she's not booked, because she's
Right.
probably gonna be the mayor's assistant by
She's
then.
gonna be at a press conference or something,
Right.
so I
She'll
don't
be at the
know.
press conference asking all the hard questions. She's gonna
Right.
be the one asking the politicians the hard questions. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're building your legacy, of course, there's going to be obstacles and hurdles, and the saboteur is going to start to creep up. So, I want to know how can we overcome the fear, doubt, or just that overwhelmed feeling of tackling not feeling good enough while realizing your dreams?
Honestly, stop letting your feelings decide. And I did a whole video on that today. Like, there comes a point where you have to manage your feelings and stop letting them manage you, right? Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. And I talk about this in my TED talk. Like, your emotions are like the 2-year-old part of your soul. You don't give a 2-year-old everything it wants, right? So 2-year-olds throw tantrums. You take a toy away from a 2-year-old, it's a tantrum ready to, it's like, that tantrum's gonna happen in the middle of the Target. They're gonna scream on that floor. But you deal with a 2-year-old accordingly, right? And you discipline them, or you tell them to quiet. And eventually, the more you discipline them, the more that 2-year-old's gonna know, hey, she doesn't play that. Your babysitter, mommy, whoever. And that's how you got to treat your emotions. They're like the 2-year-old part of you that they cry, they want your attention. When you don't give them what they want, they cry even louder. And you have to know how to discipline your emotions. And I'm not saying that emotions are a bad thing. They're there, right? They're there for a reason. But more often than not, those thoughts that you're feeling are lies. Those feelings that you're feeling are lies. Who told you you're not good enough? Who told you something bad was going to happen? Who told you that if you apply, you're not going to get in? You have made that all up in your head. Those are false imaginations. So you have to come to a point that you can't let your feelings decide. And that's when you use your will. Use your own willpower to say, you know what? And you use the reasoning in your mind to identify that these are just emotions. Yeah, I'm feeling them, but I'm going to acknowledge that they're there, and I'm going to respond by saying, emotions, feelings, you don't run me. Fear, you don't run me. Doubt, you don't run me. Feelings of inadequacy, you don't run me. I'm in charge, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to do it. And if it doesn't go the way you expected, at least you can say you tried. I never want to get to a point where I got to hear shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm like, well, at least I gave that thing all that I have, right? And you know what sucks is when you see people doing the same thing you said that you wanted to do. You see them thriving, you see them succeeding at it, but they took the risk to do it. They stuck it in when it was hard, because it's not going to be easy. And 20 times out of 20, it's not going to happen overnight. So they kept getting up. They kept figuring it out. They didn't let their feelings decide. So that's how I would say overcoming those feelings is stop letting your feelings run you. We got it. We can't. It's like and I'm not saying that you don't feel and you don't allow them to be there. Yes, your emotions will be there, but at what point do you say to yourself, enough is enough? I'm going to get up and I'm going to try again. And what's the worst that can happen? I feel like living with that regret of I should have, I could have, I would have, and then not experiencing that. That's more frustrating than not doing it at all. And at least saying at least you tried. So that's what I would say to that. Like, stop letting your feelings decide and treat them like the 2-year-old tantrum that they're having, and discipline them things, and get up and try and figure it out and do it. And also surround yourself with people who are going to believe in you and encourage you. It's also really important. Sometimes we don't see our own potential in ourselves, and that's one of the things that I think I've been gifted at, to see the gifts in the people around me and pull them out, like Isis, and be like, oh, Isis, you can be in the front of the screen. And Isis is like, what? I'm like, no, I need to see you on our TikTok, or to see it, Mariam. I'm like, yes, Mariam, you can apply to that school. You can go do public advocacy work. Yes. So being able to have people around you who support you and believe in you also helps. Hi, Ariana.
Hi. Hi, Ariana. How are
Ariana
you?
is she's part of our 2023 Embrace Her Legacy Academy. She's out in Texas. She's an amazing entrepreneur. Ariana, we are with our 2021 Embrace Her Legacy Academy legend, Mariama. So Mariama and Ariana. Ariana.
We love
We
it. We love it. Shout
Okay,
out to
we
you
see we got our
both.
legends. We got our legends coming and showing, representing.
Right. If you apply to the program, this could be you, okay?
Okay, apply to the program. EmbraceHerLegacy.com/EHL Academy. Apply. You're a girl, young woman, ages 14 to 19 in New York, because we're back in person. Apply.
Right. Mariama, do you have anything to say about like overcoming any fear or doubt when you're trying to like reach your goal?
Yes, I would say, especially with doubt and learning how to take risk, especially with Miss Maria, just what she was just talking about. I think last year was like when I had to learn that, like, this times will come in life where you literally just have to jump. Like, you will be like, this is like the craziest thing I have ever thought about. This is so crazy. If I do this, I can lose everything. And sometimes you have to just have so much trust that God will do the best thing for you, that you will make that jump, and just wait. I remember doing that. Like when talking about like my college like process, I was playing games with my life. Like I I started off with what's it called? I was doing a program called Posse, which I ended up winning the scholarship and got into Middlebury. However, I decided that I actually didn't want to like, you know, commit to a school early action without knowing that I could have gone into other schools as well. Therefore, I made the big decision to like stop attending that school, drop that school, which was like it was an amazing university, like once in a lifetime opportunity, and I just dropped it. And I dropped it in like January. So imagine January until like March, I was living with this fear that nothing would work out. But guess what? At nighttime, every day at like 3 a.m., I was up praying to God to do the right thing for me. And when I tell you that everything ended up working out, I'm exactly where I need to be. Everything that I prayed for ended up happening exactly the way I wanted to go. Like one thing that I prayed for was a single dorm room. So I didn't have to share a room with anyone. I can just focus on my mental health and do everything. And God gave that to me as well.
Power of prayer, okay?
Period.
Prayer. You have to pray for everything.
Period. And her room is nicely decked out in pink. She showed it to me on the Google Meet.
I like that. For me, when it comes to overcoming fear and doubt, it's hard, y'all. But one thing that really helps me when I'm having a bad day, instead of speaking it out, I'll write it out and then I'll just read it back to myself. So I'm writing down all my doubts or anything that could happen while I'm trying to reach my goal. And when I listen to myself talking, I'm like, I sound crazy. Like it really makes you think like, why are you thinking this? Like this, and then I write with a pencil. So then I'm like, let me just erase this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And because I'm doing that, it makes me sit within myself. It's like, why would you think that? Because you know you could do A, B, and C. It's like, all right, you don't know how to do this now, but it's like, Google is your friend, or you can ask this person because they know, and it gets those wheels turning. So when it comes to doubt or feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, okay, what are these feelings that you're feeling? Why are you feeling this way? Speak it out to yourself and remind yourself, okay, I'm being a little silly. I do got this. So that's one thing that helps me. And for fear, everybody deals with it differently. But for me, I like to say that if you are fearful, then whatever you need to be fearful of is going to make its way to you. So I like to, so I like to lead through life without having fear, even when it comes to just walking down the street. Of course, you got to keep your head on the swivel, but it's like, nah, I'm not gonna walk down the street scared, because it's like then something to be scared of is gonna drop itself right in front of me. So when it comes to reaching those goals and building your legacy, it's like I'm gonna have to take that risk, because what is there to be scared of? The worst answer that I could get is no, or the worst thing that could happen, it doesn't work out, and guess what? We go back to the drawing board and we start again. So my advice to anybody out there trying to achieve a goal or trying to build their legacy, take that risk, because the worst thing that can happen, you get a no, but guess what? There's that one no to a million yeses. So just keep pushing, keep trying, and it'll work out for you.
Love it. Keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
It's funny that I said that too, because now I want to hear some advice from you guys, for the ladies or anybody out there that's trying to build their legacy. So if you could give advice to any of the young women who are about to start Embrace Her Legacy Academy, what would you tell them? Mariama, I know you got something good.
I think Mariama gotta go first on this.
I would say get ready for everything to be shifted, you know? Get ready to be healed. Cause I was healed. I was so healed. Like going into Embrace Her Legacy, you have to come in with an open mind. Like that, okay, I'm coming into this new place. Not only am I going to work on myself, not only am I going to work on my education, I'm going to work on my future. I'm going to work on who I want to become in the future as well. So with Embrace Her Legacy, like it was just amazing, to the point that where it's like, I learned about like the importance, of course, of networking, like breaking your inner saboteur, learning how to uplift yourself and be the best version of yourself. And just the best way to like do this and is just like have an open mind, come in being ready to learn, like don't shut yourself out. And even if you try, it won't work because Miss she will open you up and make you heal yourself. So that was the most important part for me, was just like I remember just not feeling too good about like my future, my goals. And then here comes Miss Maria Melendez inviting people who went to Harvard, and they're telling me, no, you're gonna get into Harvard, you're gonna get into Harvard. So the next summer I applied for like an internship and I got in. And I remember telling Miss Maria Melendez, I got in. And it's like, just be ready for this community that's just gonna stick with you for so long. The fact that I joined EmbraceHerLegacy as a sophomore, and I'm literally a freshman turning into a sophomore in college, and I'm still here, just says a lot about
Yes,
how good this
it does.
environment is. Like, it's so amazing.
We appreciate
We
you for rocking with
appreciate
us.
you, Mariama.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, she's a legend. She was in the program 3 years ago. And you said it, Mariama, like, come with an open mind to Embrace the Legacy Academy Legends. Again, if you're still interested in applying, you can still sneak in a last minute application at embraceherlegacy.com/EHL Academy. Come in with an open mind. Give it what you got. Give it all you got. Show up, be present, be on time, network. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Isis, our lineup of guest speakers this year is looking like it's fire, fire,
Mm-hmm.
fire, fire. Like it's like we got doctors coming, we got like
Authors
social media influencers coming,
coming.
authors coming, business women coming. We got women who got stories of redemption coming. Like it's gonna be a fight. Women with their own nonprofits. We got some dope men coming. You got some men who are like some great teachers. So we added some men to the mix. They're gonna be amazing. Like it's going to be fire, and I promise you're gonna cry.
Can I join
Prepare that
again?
tissue box.
Bring
Yes.
the tissue box
Mm-hmm.
because it's like we're gonna get to do the work inside, but we're gonna have fun with it. But definitely for my young woman coming in, I say network with those guest speakers and speak up about your goals and what you want. So there's certain young women who feel a little bit more reserved, but the girls who, when you say, listen, I want to be a hairstylist, I want to have my own app. I am going to, it like races in my mind. I'm like, okay, who can I connect it to? Who's in the network? So that guest speaker, there may be someone in Embrace Her Legacy network that may not be a guest speaker during the program, but still have supported before that. I'll say, hey, you should reach out to this one and reach out to that one. So if you're coming in, I would say show up daily, know what your goals are. Like Mariama, she was vocal about wanting to go to Harvard, going. So I made sure we connected her with people, Harvard law graduates who are women of color who could help her, coach her. So that's what I would say. Be present, do all the action steps, be on time, and just get ready to work and have fun too. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely soak that in like a sponge. Like
Mm-hmm.
we got 10 days, 2 weeks to transform
Make
your
it
life.
count.
Okay, so it's like make it count. This is gonna be a one in a lifetime experience, and I'm not talking just because I'm the creator and curator behind it all, but I see you guys' surveys. I hear the stories years later, and I'm like, wow. And Mariama, you're coming to the program this year. So Mariama
Yes.
will be there on July 17th. Isis, you'll get to meet Isis. Mariama, we have a couple of other legends. I have one of my legends from 2015 coming. She's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, she's doing Mariama, actually, you guys should connect. She's doing the same kind of work that you want to get into. So we have
See,
her coming.
networking on the low.
Yes, Mariama Favor's gonna be there. Favor's
Oh my
coming.
God.
Yes. So it's like we have a whole bunch of legends pass. We have our girl talk panel. It's about to be fire this
Yeah.
summer. Okay.
If
So
you didn't apply, get
Too
that
cool.
if you
application in.
didn't
14th to
you
19th.
better up by this week. You can slide. I can slide in two more. Two more. Well, I can find a seat for you. But yeah, if you want, again, embraceherlegacy.com/EHL Academy for anybody who's interested in coming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would say it just came to my mind. If you're starting the Embrace a Legacy Academy, write a letter to yourself, or just write just an overall daily vlog style of like what happened the first day that you started the academy, and then go back at the end of the academy and just kind of reflect on like how it made you feel and how you've grown in those 10 days, because you think like, what am I going to learn in 10 days? Maria got something for you.
Thank you.
So just take the time to really reflect. That's what I would tell the young girls starting the Embrace Legacy Academy. And to be honest, because I feel like as a young girl, you're getting into these spaces with a bunch of other young girls. It's like, oh, I have to be popular or I have to look good, sound good, X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, show up as yourself, whoever that is. And be honest about the things and the topics that we're talking about. Even though they get a little bit emotional, it gets a little bit hard, but you took the time out to apply because you felt like we could do something for you. You felt like this was going to be the transformation that you needed. So please give it your all. Be honest with yourself, be honest with us, and be honest with the process, because you could really turn it into something beautiful.
Yes, I love it. Honest with the process. Woo, Isis, that needs to be a quote tomorrow on our page.
Yes.
Be honest with the process.
Be honest with the process.
Yes. Speaking of the process, this is our last question. So let me clap it up for you, ladies. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the audience.
We did that.
Yes. So what are a few steps that someone can take or start today to start building their legacy?
Okay. I can start that one.
Mm-hmm.
First, you have to define the legacy that you want to leave, right? Like, write it down. Like, what do I want people to say about me? So we actually do this in day 3 of our program, in our goal session. So it's like when you get to that last day and you see people talking about you, giving their remarks about you, what do you want to be remembered for? What legacy do you want to leave? And think about the legacy you want to leave in your family, in your community, in your world. Maybe you're the one who breaks the generational pattern of addiction. Maybe you're the one who breaks the generational pattern of poverty in your life. Maybe you're the one who brings change to your community, because sometimes we think legacy have to be like big, the first female president or something like that. It can be in your community, in your family, in your business, and financial. So think about that. So first, think about the legacy you want to leave, define that. And we do something like your mama I made it moment. So everybody has that moment where you get to call your mama, that beloved person's like, you want, Mom, I made it. What would your life look like when you're making that phone call, when you're saying, I made it? Picture it, sit with it. A lot of us don't know how to just sit and think about, like, what do I want? A lot of us say, I want to be successful and I want to be happy. And in the Embrace Her Legacy Academy, I'm like, that's cute. But what does that look like for you? Because successful and happy one woman can be being a stay-at-home mom, raising her kids, running her household like an organization. To someone else, it may be being, the first female president. To someone, it may be being a senator. To someone else, it may be being a CEO. Someone else may be having a coffee shop or having a line of coffee shops, whatever. So you want to define, what does Mama I Made It look like to you? What does your family look like? What does your finances look like? What does your health look like? What is your day, your perfect work day look like for you? Are you getting up at 5 in the morning? Are you maybe getting up later? Maybe you don't get up until 11 because your dream is to have a restaurant where you're the lead chef, and maybe your shift doesn't end till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, so you don't get home till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because you're running your restaurant all day. What does that look like for you? And once you paint that out, I want you to set 10 goals for the next 12 to 18 months that are going to help you get there. I want those goals to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time deadline. What can I get done within the next 12 to 18 months to get me there? Is it I need to go back to school? Do I need to get a certification? Do I need to start working out more? What does that look like? Top 10. And then finally, for the next 7 days, I want you to set 2 action steps. So after you set your goals and you realize your mama made it for your legacy, then you say, okay, what can I do within the next 7 days? 2 things. Maybe you need to go get a transcript. Maybe you haven't been in school and you want to go back. Maybe you need to call your school and get the transcript. Maybe you need to start looking for scholarships. Maybe you need to start working on your resume so that you can shift careers. What 2 action steps that you can do within the next 7 days to help you get to where you want it to be? And then next week, do it again. Add 3 action steps. The week after that, 5 action steps. The week after that, 6 action steps. So that you say, okay, now you digging, you hitting your goals 1 little action step at a time. And sooner or later, you'll be there. You'll be building that legacy 1 step at a time.
Good. Thank you for sharing. I feel like whenever we have these lives, you're getting me together because I'm like, you know what? I need action steps. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
One
Um,
thing that I was thinking. Oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
no, you
Mariam.
can go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing that I was thinking about when you said starting to build your legacy is a big important thing would be like the values. So we go through the list of values and how you're like, oh, you need to be living out these values every day. Like you can't say that you value kindness and you know walk around being mean. So I feel like that's something that you should play into when it comes to building your legacy. Like what are your values and what can you practice every day? Because yes, we can say, okay, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna start tomorrow, blah blah blah. But it's like, are you gonna make it day one or one day? That's what I think about when I think
Mm,
about building your legacy.
that
So
was good. Another quotable for tomorrow. Day one or one day.
yes. So it's just like you have the tools to really start today. And I feel like you hit the nail on the head. Like what can you do within these next 7 days to like really make a difference? Like what type of effort can you put in? And what can you do on your daily basis to be like, okay, I walked into my purpose today. I built just a little bit of my legacy. And I feel like values and that go hand in hand. Because it's like you can't say that these are your values, but you're not living them. And you can't say this is the legacy that you want to leave, but you're not doing anything to get there. So that's what I would say. And then I'll pass the mic to Mariama.
I will piggyback on everything you guys just said and just add on discipline,
Mm.
boundaries, and being a
Mm.
little bit selfish with your time, with who you
Mm.
are as a person. Like, your
Yes.
friends could be going out and just telling you, let's go have fun, let's go do this. No, I have things to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to the gym tonight. Like, I have to go do my homework. I have a test to prepare for. Learning how to set healthy boundaries, saying it in a kind way. You don't have to be rude about it. Like being an Embrace a Legacy, something that to this day I'm still learning and still like trying to implement more in my life is just setting boundaries that are really good for me and knowing when to walk away from situations that might be too toxic for me. Learning that, oh, if this person isn't like the best type of friend I need them to be, oh, this is my cue to leave. Knowing when to step out, being a little bit selfish with who you are, just putting yourself first and feeding and pouring into you. Because if you don't pour into you, if you don't help yourself grow, there's no way you can help other people grow. You know, you have to like whatever you preach, you have to put it into practice, you know, and also like learning how to sit down and just write to your future self. Whenever you're starting like a new year, a new chapter in your life, write to your future self and write all the goals, everything you want to accomplish by the end of the year. How do you see yourself? Put it in an envelope, close it, write your name on it, give yourself grace inside of it, and leave it somewhere. And after that year's finished, look at it again, or just a few months. Look at it again and see how far you've come. Yeah.
I love that. I think I'm gonna do that this
Yeah.
week. I
I
love
was
that.
just
Yes,
about to say
I'm gonna do that, Mariama. That was good. I'm gonna do
you
that.
got 6 months left, so you
Yes,
never know what could happen by
right.
January
Write
1st.
a letter to yourself. Of what do you want to see for the rest of the month, rest of the year? That's good, Mariama. You gave me a homework assignment. I'm gonna do
Right.
that.
I hope that this reached somebody and made them want to start building a legacy today.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
I feel like I needed this.
I need it.
I needed
I
this.
always feel like we need this. It's like it gets better and better every time.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
You know what? This is our legacy right
This,
here. So
you
shout out to
know
us.
Oh.
what? This is. You are absolutely right. Go
Oh.
ahead, us.
Well, that was all my questions, y'all. So that is it. Does anybody have any questions that they were thinking about while we were going
Yeah.
through?
Yes, and don't forget, y'all, that we are running our double good popcorn fundraiser. So if you want to
Mm-hmm.
support, just hit the word popcorn on this live or any one of our posts, and then you'll get the link DM to you to participate and support the popcorn. Embrace a Legacy gets 50% of the sales for this delicious popcorn, and we have until the end of the day on Saturday to hit our fundraising goal. So make sure you support by commenting the word popcorn or either on this live or any one of our posts on our page.
Yeah. And if you want, you can also send it out to your friends, your family, and they can support us as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube or if you just stumbled upon our page on Instagram, make sure you hit the follow button or the subscribe button. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Follow, follow, follow.
please. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. All
Anything
right.
else? Or is that
Anything?
it?
I don't know. I said if anybody like what we heard, like what they saw in any young woman 14 to 19, we could squeeze a 1 or 2 more applicants in. EmbraceHerLegacy.com/EHL Academy, and just let us know and supply ASAP, because
Mm-hmm.
you know we actually close applications, but I'll open it up. Like, you can still apply and we'll still get your application. We'll get you in, but we're finishing interviews next week. So after next week.
I'm gonna post about this
Ah,
because I have so many
Yeah.
people
thank
who
you,
should do
thank you.
this.
The flyer's right on pinned on our page, Mariama. So
All
you
right,
can
thank
definitely go.
you.
Yes, and then Isis, you want to make sure that you tag both me and
Mm-hmm.
Mariama on this, so that it'll come up on our live. The live will come up on all our pages, so we can repaste posts onto our pages too, and let all the people know all the beautiful things that Embrace Her Legacy is doing. But thank you, you beautiful ladies, you beautiful souls, for
Thank
allowing
you.
me to. I can't believe this is like I'm sitting here like, Maria, do you know this is your dream coming together?
Oh,
So I'm just so grateful that I get to serve a wonderful community of women like you, man. Like, y'all really make it all worth it. So thank you.
Oh, thank
aw,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you both. Thank you, everybody that was on the live. This is good. I needed this.
Alrighty. Alrighty, y'all. Y'all have a good night. This was amazing.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.